The MacBook Pro, everyone! Here we go again. Hear me out. Just hear me out. So if you haven't been living under a rock, folks, you've probably seen that Apple has finally announced their new generation of MacBook Pros this year. Now, to try to appease to the Apple fan base, I'm going to go ahead and try not to rant about this device. Instead, I'm going to go ahead and actually try to look at the positive spins on this laptop before I talk about some of the negatives. And number one, I'm going to address this right now. I do understand if you've been living under the Apple ecosystem and if you love their products, this video is not for you. So you really don't need to listen to any more of this. But at the same time, I'm going to at least say I understand why you're going to want this laptop, because it's the newest Apple laptop. It's their newest product. They have an innovative new LCD bar. There's a couple of new things. It's the thinnest, and I will agree to it. It is the thinnest and lightest laptop out there right now with the current specs. I will give it that. There's a handful of good things going for it. It's not a bad laptop, folks. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's a terrible laptop that you shouldn't buy. If you're looking for a new laptop, if you're an Apple fan, you have an old MacBook that you're looking to upgrade, then this is the one for you. Obviously, you're only looking at Apple products, so there's no point of you really doing product comparison videos. If you own a MacBook from last year, it may not be a worthwhile upgrade, in my opinion, but if you have the extra cash, or if your old one's kind of boggling you down, then get the new one. So is it a recommended upgrade? For those people who maybe have a laptop that's over a year old, then I say maybe yes. I'll give it this, guys. I'll give it this. The performance of it isn't bad. I actually like the fact that they went with in the recent Intel chipsets. It's the 6th generation, but they're still decent processors. You know, they really do their work. They gave it a good amount of RAM. They gave it a solid state drive, which is obviously a staple nowadays in this category of laptops. The screen looks good. The screen's resolution, the one thing I do like about the MacBooks is sometimes their screens are beautiful. I'll give it that. The screens are super clear, and I know why a lot of photographers and a lot of people who work on film and even the YouTubers like to use the MacBook products. So the screens are really good. I'll give it that. Battery life is top notch. They've obviously gone out of their way to really work on the device to make it smaller and smaller each and every year. Even a lot of people out there, a lot of the naysayers, and I may be one of them, but a lot of the naysayers may say, wow, a 0.3 inch difference of thickness, or 0.03, it's not a big deal, whoop-de-doo-de-doo. It actually really is, because you guys can't, for those of you who are naysayers, please hear me out. Don't go, all you keyboard warriors, please calm down. Hear me out in the rest of the video. But making a device smaller and smaller and more efficient and thinner is a lot of work, because computers generate heat, and you need to go ahead and make components and certain conductors, and you have to design these technology pieces a certain way so they can, number one, perform but stay cool at the same time. So those two factors, it's easier said than done, and they've been doing it, and I'm going to give Apple credit for doing it year over year. They're making their devices smaller and smaller and more powerful. On to the touch bar really quick. It's nice. I'm not going to sit here and rip it. It is actually a nice addition to the laptop, I think. I'm a fan of it. There's actually been other laptops out there that have implemented similar type of touch screens or touch pads for shortcuts and menus and everything, but I feel like Apple has actually probably implemented the best version of it. I'm going to give them that. Hats off to you guys. Good job. I personally would use it. I honestly really would. It looks really nice. I think it's going to be very functional. And the fact that they actually give the consumer an option to get the new MacBook without it, because they, if you guys watch the press conference, they offered a secondary 13-inch model that didn't come with the touchpad, and instead the same function buttons. Before I get on to the negative points about the new laptop, I'm going to say once again, it's not a bad laptop. It is by far probably the best designed, the most powerful MacBook that they've designed and that they've made and they brought out. If you're an Apple fan, if you're looking for the next best laptop for you to go, you're a new college student shopping around, and if you have the money, then this is it for you. I mean, like, you're watching these videos, I think it's pointless, because if you're within their ecosystem and you love them, then you just trusted them and buy their products. I mean, that's pretty much it there. I mean, it's not a bad laptop. It's gorgeous, and you're gonna like the screen. Go for it. But the negative sides. Now, this part of the video is gonna be for those. Obviously, there's gonna be those Apple haters who will agree with some of the points I say here. But at the same time, I know there's people out there that are on the fence. That they're with Apple, but they're on the fence about trying out these other laptops, or you're currently a heavy PC user and you're thinking about moving over to the Apple ecosystem. And so I'm gonna do my best not to rant here for you guys, but instead point out some facts for you. So number one, let's get this thing out of the way. Thunderbolt 3. Obviously the newest and greatest connector. You know, fastest data transports, fastest, charging, blah, 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 blah. It's the newest and greatest thing. That's great. A lot of these laptops that have been coming out these days, a lot of even computers, even the new desktop that we built for our editing station has that port. But once again, it's just come out. Not everyone's device, everyone's needs has the support for it. Yes, there are flash drives out there that support this connector. There are external hard drives that support this connector. There are devices that support it. Yes, and there are new adapters that you can get to go ahead and use your old device towards these things. But natively, not everyone in the market is ready to adopt Thunderbolt 3. It's just like the headphone argument. I understand them taking a leap of faith, removing the headphone jack, because there's a lot of people out there who don't use wired headphones. I understand that. There's been a lot of people in my last video commenting that, well, I'm done with wired headphones. I've been using wireless for the last few years, so it doesn't affect me, so you need to shut up. I need actually those people to shut up, because yes, there are a lot of people out there who have adopted the wireless Bluetooth headphones, but not everyone has. And it's the same thing with the USB Type-C. Essentially, you're telling those people who didn't upgrade to getting wireless or getting USB Type-C stuff that you have to, number one, buy these adapters. You have to buy it. So unlike the iPhone 7, this laptop won't come with the dongles or the adapters you need to attach your devices, your existing devices. It won't. You can go on their website right now. They're going to range anywhere from $19 to $30 to $40, some of that. And quickly, I want to point out, you iPhone 7 purchasers, so those people who have recently purchased the iPhone 7, you're going to have to buy an adapter to use it with this laptop. And I think I read online through a lot of other people commenting about this laptop. A lot of people have been saying, like, if they knew about it, they would have maybe had second thoughts about upgrading their phone instead of getting this laptop. But I can go on and on about the little things about this thing, but the biggest thing that really hits me, and I think that you really need to consider, is the price. And the price is huge. It's very huge. I mean, put it this way, the price of Apple products in the past, especially in the last 5-6 years, they've been going up and up. And I understand that a lot of people have the mentality that they're paying for a premium device. It is a luxury device, it's a brand name, blah, 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 blah. But let's kind of really look at it in reality, folks. $1,300 or $1,200, either way, over $1,100 for the base 13-inch model without the LCD pad, the function buttons and everything. For that same price, you can get a laptop that is 2 to 3 times, even 4 times more powerful than this thing. And yes, I understand that those laptops are the gaming ones and they're going to be significantly thicker. But in terms of like power to dollar, yes, it just does, it won't compare. But once again, before you comment about, well, people's needs are different, I understand. People's needs are different. But you can also get a similar laptop. So if you're a person that's on the go, you're a student or you're a business person that always travels, you need a thin and light device to get your work done, be really portable, have good battery life, you have many options that will cost several $100s, even half or less than half the cost of a base model MacBook Pro. But before you go yelling at me once again, yes, I understand that, well, if you're an Apple user and you like the ecosystem, that you just want to stay in it, yet you just don't like Windows products. I understand that too. I understand, but once again, if you have the money to do it, then this video doesn't make sense to you. If you're one of those people that doesn't care about the price, that you just want whatever product that they've released, there's no point in you even watching this video. There really isn't. Unless you just want to go ahead and troll my comment section. But I'm really trying to be real with you guys here. If you're a person, the average American, the average person of the world doesn't have $1,300 just sitting around to just buy whatever the newest things out there. Let's just be realistic here. And if you're actually considering going and get the top end 15-inch model, that can cost upwards to $2,700. That's with the higher processor and more memory, which is the one that you're probably going to want if you're doing a lot of labor-intensive and program-heavy, like Photoshop and Premiere Pro. You're going to want the higher-end model. So close to $3,000 with tax and possibly the warranty plan, etc., etc. Not everyone has that kind of cash. And for those of you who are penny pinching, if you're going to go literally out of your way to get this laptop because you want everything latest and greatest from Apple, please reconsider your position. I am not your financial advisor, but if you're going to have to take out more debt and credit card to get this device, please be sure that it is making your life better. It is making your job easier, your studies easier, everything. It is making it easier. Be sure of that, because in my mind, it doesn't. I say this statement because I can't afford this device. I just simply can't. Nor can I justify the price of this device. I do like the Apple OS. I do like it. I like the iMacs. I like how they all work. Because I've used it at work. I used it at my last job for my last position I had. I used the Mac devices supplied by the company. My friends use it. I know the appeal for it. But for that price tag, it really isn't worth it for me, because a lot of the programs that I would use on the Mac is available on PC. And once again, I know that a lot of you hate Windows and blah, blah, blah. Then you're not having a proper argument with me here. If you're willing to pay $1,000, $500, $1,000, $2,000 more because you just want to use the Apple operating system, then that's good for you that you have that kind of extra cash sitting around. But realistically, a lot of people don't. And I'm going to keep emphasizing that fact. If this laptop was maybe $500 cheaper, then maybe I can justify it. Because I went online to see what other companies have released in the last couple months, this past month and everything. What are all the other laptop companies doing? And I looked at the other slimline notebooks, so the HP Spectre, the ZenBooks from Asus, etc., etc. A lot of these other companies have come out with similarly spec'd laptops, and they cost anywhere. So I've compared to the 15-inch model. So the lowest 15-inch model you can get is $2,300, right around. All of these laptops that have come out are anywhere between $1,000 to over $600-700 cheaper than the MacBook option. And with that price difference, you can go ahead and get yourself Adobe CC. You can go ahead and get your accessories, your bags, your mouse, protector, warranties on it. And even after getting all of that, you still save several hundred more dollars. And I'm pretty sure even, being a former college student, you could put that towards a lot more important things. But I will point this out again. Compared to the other laptops out there, now the MacBook Pro isn't the thinnest. But at the same time, like I can sit here and tell you guys, go check out the HP Spectre, because it is the thinnest laptop so far, but it's got one port. So, it's not the most functional in my opinion, but if you're looking for the thinnest device, there you go. Or just get yourself a tablet, folks. But I feel like there's much better options out there. If you're looking for something performance, if you're a gamer, you're not looking at this laptop. Let's be honest here. If you're a gamer, there are plenty of better options out there for you for that price. So please be smart about it. If you're a college student and you're a gamer, boom, you know where to go. You just know. I don't even need to say it. If you're a business person and a gamer, you know where to go. But this laptop, I know who it will appeal to. I know it's going to appeal to a lot of people. So I'm not going to sit here and try to convince you not to buy it. But I want to sit here and just make you think about it. Just think about it if the price is worth it. If the Apple operating system, I know I'm ranting, I'm pretty much repeating here, but if it's worth $1,000 more to you, then I can't convince you otherwise. If you're willing to pay that much more money for the operating system and for that touch bar, then that's good for you. That means you're an affluent person, you have the extra cash, or you've really worked hard to save up the money. to get this device. But for the everyday consumer who is indifferent, who just needs something functional to use Microsoft Office, to do online work, browse the internet. If you just need to browse the internet, by the way, you can go ahead and get a $200 like Chromebook or a tablet and do that now. You can just do it through your phone. You don't need a $3,000 laptop, folks. But there's plenty of options out there for you. And I really feel like you should go and do your research. Because yes, Apple does release good products. I'm not going to say that they don't. Their products are functional. They are premium quality. The ecosystem is very solid. The operating system is smooth. It is user friendly. I get all of that, but you do have other options out there. Apple, in my opinion, the design really hasn't taken a leap forward. And if I'm looking at spending $3,000 for a new computer, I would actually personally look at the new Surface Studio. Microsoft just announced that a few days, I believe like a few weeks ago at this point, and that thing looks absolutely gorgeous. Like that's something I actually would have thought. When I first saw it, I thought that was a new iMac. I really did. Like I actually encourage you guys go either YouTube search it, Google search it, to search the Surface Studio, because that computer looks absolutely gorgeous to me. It's powerful, it's very functional, and the way it works, I think a lot of artists, digital artists, even editors, they're gonna love using that. Even I want it right now. It's just that to me is worth the price tag because of what it can do. And I really thought and this is where I'm gonna end it. When I saw that device, I just saw a glimpse of it during my feed. I was like, holy crap, Apple, oh my gosh, like, you have won me back. That is an awesome design. Like, because I forget what it was, but someone was trolling me. Like, they're like, hey, check out the new iMac. And like, I just saw the tech videos of it going up and down and what you could do, the pen, the functionality of it, and then it ended with the Surface Studio. It's a Microsoft product. And I was just like, holy crap. If you want to look at a company that's really, they haven't quite gone there yet, but they're doing a lot better, it's Microsoft. Once again, I'm not a fanboy. I'm not a fanboy of any of these companies. I've been accused of it, but trust me, you can go back to some other videos. I've ripped Samsung as well. But I feel like Apple, once again, has dropped the ball. I feel like another thing that they missed, like I totally forgot about this, is the touchscreens. A $300 PC laptop has a touchscreen, but a $2,000+ new MacBook doesn't have a touchscreen. Maybe it affects video. Maybe it affects image quality. Maybe. And like I'm whatever. I mean, your iPhone 7 screens look good. So you tell me you can't implement a touchscreen on your laptops? Then you'll buy an iPad. Then okay. Like I don't want to have this argument with you guys, but these are things that you need to think about. Like, are they really offering the best piece of technology for the money? Are they offering you the best design? Are you really that blind that you won't even look at some of these other companies who are designing beautiful devices, functioning devices for a good price? Think about it.